In what regards would you consider someone a hero? Personally, I consider someone a hero that has sacrificed their life or commits an act knowing it may sacrifice their life to protect, to save, and to do good. Now, there are many forms of what you could consider a hero, and I think the top of that level is probably touching around the lines of legend, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. And the individual today is Jack Churchill. Now, Jack Churchill, or John Malcolm Thorpe Fleming Churchill is his full name, nicknamed Fighting Jack Churchill, or Mad Jack, is to me definitely touching the bar of the legend status, and here's why. And it's not solely on his motto, which, trust me, gets it there definitely, which was, any officer who goes into action without his sword is improperly dressed, and that's going to say something for a World War II soldier. One such story, which puts him in the legend status, I believe, is his actions during the retreat to Dunkirk, near a small village of Lepinette, which I've probably butchered, I apologise, we'll just roll with it, that he committed with a bow and arrow. And with this, he shot and killed a German from 30 yards away. And that's quite impressive, considering it's 1940, was it 1940? Yeah, during the retreat to Dunkirk. Now, he apparently said that he lost his bows early in the campaign before the retreat to Dunkirk, but sorry, we're going to go with it. It sounds like you really did it, because it makes you sound even more awesome. Now, another thing that would definitely get you the legendary status is charging into battle with your bagpipes, in which he did during Operation Archery with No. 3 Commando during a raid in Norway in 1941. When the landing craft reached the beach, he stormed the enemy positions, playing March of the Cameron Men on his bagpipes before throwing a grenade. And that's just pretty insane. Another thing that made him famous was the fact he used to carry a Scottish broadsword, in which he did use. This image here, taken in Inverary, Scotland, was of Jack Churchill leading the way during a training exercise for the 1941 Norway operation, and here he is leading the way with his broadsword in hand, getting wet socks. I'm pretty sure he probably didn't mind. He even lost his sword during hand-to-hand combat when fighting in Italy. Now, unfortunately, Jack was captured in Yugoslavia in 1944, and the way that it happened, to me, is definitely something that, from what I've been learning about Jack Churchill, is something he would do. Unfortunately, during the raid on the second attempt, a mortar shell killed and wounded everyone but Churchill, who, at the time of the German advance, was playing his bagpipes. He was playing Will Ye No Come Back Again, when, unfortunately, a lot of unfortunately's going on here, he was knocked unconscious by grenades and captured. The Germans, because his name was Churchill, thought he was a direct relation to Winston Churchill, so he was flown to Berlin for interrogation, where he was sent to a concentration camp. The camp in question was Sachsenhausen. Now, I'm not going to go into any detail of this concentration camp, but it was not the nicest place to be. It was actually a very, very bad, horrible place, and Jack decided he wasn't going to hang about. The escape was in September 44, in which he and Bertram James, a fellow British officer, managed to get away and attempted to walk to the Baltic coast. They were captured near the city of Rostock, a few kilometers from the sea. He was then sent, along with many others, to the South Tyrol near a small village called Niederdorf, in which a lot of SS and very evil SS officers and the hardcore believers of Adolf Hitler remained. Now, Jack was able to survive under the armed guards of the SS until the Wehrmacht arrived and freed all the prisoners. They forced out the SS, they freed all the prisoners, and Jack was able to walk the 150 meters back to Verona, Italy, where he met some American troops. Now, Jack being Jack, he wasn't happy the fact that the war in Europe was over, so he went over to the Pacific, where he was sent to Burma, because at the time, Japan was still very much at war. Unfortunately, by the time Jack reached the Pacific, Nagasaki and Hiroshima had already been bombed, and thus ending the war on Japan with their surrender. And Jack was not overly happy with this, as he was quoted saying, "If it wasn't for those damn Yanks, we could have kept the war going another 10 years. However, it wasn't quite over for Jack, as he was sent, along with the Seaforth Highlanders, to Jerusalem, in which he was involved with the Hadassah Convoy massacre. Now, unfortunately, Jack tried to assist the Hadassah medical convoy that came under attack by Arab forces. When asked about the experience, he said that about 150 insurgents, armed with weapons varying from blunderbusses to old flintlocks to modern Sten and Bren guns, took cover behind a cactus patch in the grounds of the American colony. I went out and faced them. During this attack, 2 of the convoy trucks had caught fire and 77 of the 79 people inside were killed." He then went on to assist in the evacuation of 700 Jewish doctors, students, and patients from the Hadassah Hospital on the Hebrew University campus on Mount Scopus in Jerusalem, in which the convoy was heading to. In his honor, the street leading to the hospital was named Churchill Boulevard. Now, Jack managed to survive all of this and made it all the way up until his death in 1996 on the 8th of March at the age of 89. During his military career, he was awarded the Distinguished Service Order with bar, the Military Cross with bar, the 1939-45 Star, the Italy Star, the Burma Star, the War Medal 1939-45, and the General Service Medal 1918 with the Palestine 45-48 bar. Like I said at the beginning of the video, you have heroes and you have legends, and I'm pretty sure Jack Churchill definitely makes the level of legend. From charging with a broadsword, from landing at a beach with a set of bagpipes, and even as far as getting a kill with a bow and arrow in a time of fully automatic firearms, Jack Churchill is definitely a legend.